I'm Dan Drake. This is Front Up on Geno TV and Channel 99. With us today is Carlos Castrello, right?
That is correct.
Carlos, welcome.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Well, we're going to talk about Puerto Rico and such in just a minute, but I have to ask you a question first. What's it like doing a drive around with Geno?
Oh, I was nerve-wracking, and he's testing my knowledge of my history of Puerto Rico, and he was really. I had to go deep into the reserve tank on that one, but it was amazing.
I was thinking more about his driving. He's looking at the road. He's talking to you.
Come on, he's doing this nice thing for me. I can't talk about that.
Okay.
We'll talk off camera.
Fair enough. So when he left off with you, you were about to head to Puerto Rico to sort of get firsthand. You'd been in touch with people there,
correct,
trying to understand what the impacts of Hurricane Maria were.
Right.
And but then you actually now have taken a trip.
Now we have come back with an assessment. It's part of an assessment. We believe that we should go there one more time. We met Tom McCann, myself, and Jerry Burke from Stanmark. He's the project manager for Stanmark. It's the parent company of the Nantucket Hotel, and that's Mark Snyder's really top guy. Helped us really go around those neighborhoods that were devastated. We spoke with the mayor of San Juan at length. We got to speak to a senator. We got to speak with the president of the College of Engineers in Puerto Rico. If you want to do something, you have to kind of go through those bylaws that the College of Engineers put in place as rules, just like the HTC here in Nantucket. And we got a pretty good idea of what we might be able to do. Now we need to find a place that we would like to do. We scouted a couple of locations, and we think that we have a pretty good idea where to go, but we would like to go back and really pinpoint exactly, because this is a complex operation. You're talking about bringing 100 and so many plus people to help reconstruct a project, homes, 10 houses, perhaps part of a hospital, part of a school, do some roofing, do some plumbing, some electrical. So if we're gonna do this right, we need to have a clear mission and timing and materials. So that's why we believe that we have to go back one more time.
Before we talk about the process going forward, just what was your reaction when you got there on the ground and saw what has happened?
My biggest reaction was that you can feel it. San Juan is not destroyed by any means. There's destruction in San Juan, but San Juan is not leveled. There are buildings that have broken, glass and so on. The power situation is critical. It's one of the biggest issues that the big metro areas are having. But I felt in the people. I felt Puerto Ricans are happy. We're happy, even when we were broke and we knew that the island was on financial bankruptcy. Puerto Ricans always try to find the good light, and we like living in just the small things, the beach and Christmas and all that. I felt like the island, there was everybody's walking with this big, issue, and obviously is not knowing where your next meal is going to come. Businesses are closing at, hundreds of them per week, especially small businesses. People are unemployed. They were already in crisis before the hurricane. There's no power. So imagine how can you be happy?
And water?
Well, though some people have, a lot of people have water. The water quality is an issue. There's E. coli, there's listeria, there's issues with the water quality. So you have to boil it. People are surviving.
But there is water coming into.
The water is coming
flowing
in.
pretty much.
The power is the issue. You get your power and it goes. You get 1 day, you lose it for 3 days. And there's other areas that obviously they're not going to get their power for at least a year. There's destruction, especially if you go anywhere 15 miles out of San Juan, going anywhere east, west, or south. You can't go north of San Juan. You will see that it's a totally different, chaotic situation. There's down lines, power lines. There's wooden structures are totally destroyed. There's total devastation. We went through places, and you will see on the photos that I share with Geno, some of the water came as high as 13 feet. So unannounced. It just came torrents of water, and people had seconds to get out. So there's a town that we are trying to identify. There's the first town that we went that we said, wow, now we feel it. Now we understand what these people are really going through. All you have is maybe a photo of your child or a diploma, and that's the only thing you say for your entire life. Imagine that.
Yeah. I had heard that a lot of people are leaving.
Yeah, there's a massive exodus of Puerto Rican. That was already happening before the hurricane. The hurricane has expedited that process. The elderly that are not getting their medication, they're not getting their treatments, they're not getting what they need. A lot of them, if they have the means, are leaving. When we arrived to the airport, there was like 50 wheelchairs waiting to get into a plane. I mean, flights are sold out. Puerto Rico is usually like $280 round trip. Right now, they're $580 one way. So because there's just no flights to be found. And they believe that about 500,000 Puerto Ricans already left. And some of them,
so
the majority might not.
Seventh of the population, and sixth of the population.
Yeah, we at one point we were close to 4 million. Then they said around 3.5 million during the hurricane, and now 3 million. So that is a big exodus. And again,
where are they going?
Orlando is probably the most of Puerto Ricans. There's a good concentrated community of businesses in there that support, and I think Governor Scott really opened the doors and welcomed the Puerto Rican people, so they're very appreciative. Kids are going to school. See, there's another problem, no power, so no schools in a lot of school areas in Puerto Rico. New York, Boston, North Carolina, Texas, those are the towns that I hear from people where young people can get jobs.
Right.
Those states are still, thriving, so they can offer jobs to them.
So now you are still looking, but you've sort of honed in on a couple of communities where you think you could have a significant impact.
Yeah, it has to be close to San Juan, logistic-wise. If you're going to go to a disaster area, unless you're going to plan to tent, and you're not going to have lodging. So we need to get closer to San Juan so we can have lodging for these workers. A lot of the community wants to help. EJ Harvey from the Sea Grill has offered his kitchen staff to us to go to Puerto Rico. The Brotherhood has offered help. I mean, I couldn't tell you so many people are texting me or emailing me and said, okay, we're ready to go. What are we doing? So, obviously we need to come up with a plan, and we need to understand exactly what we're doing so we don't waste time, energy, effort. We have to make this right. We can't spread out too much because we want to have an impact, even if it's a small impact in a small community, that's an impact. If we spread out and we send somebody here, somebody there, that's not going to really do much. We would like to really adopt the community, say, that we can come back and say, perhaps we can fund some school computers. We can do some scholarships for children in the future. We can have this community come back every year. We can check on them and to see if our efforts are making a difference. So we will start the process, and maybe somebody else in Puerto Rico will continue to do that, and other cares, could have Boston Cares or Chicago Cares, or another movement that can say, wow, that kind of work. We like what you're doing. So we're hopeful that this could be the beginning of something that it's long lasting and just not one little quick fix.
So when have you planned your next trip yet to identify the community?
Yeah, we're looking at December 13th to really come out into the town and say, okay, this is our plans, this is our efforts. Can you help?
You'll go before then?
I don't think so. No, I think we will. Once we know what support level we'll have, then perhaps we can go back and say, okay, this is what we can do. What we have.
All right.
So I think going before might not be as
productive.
Productive. Yeah. Thank you. I think going after the meeting and understanding what is it that exactly we can provide for whatever community.
Because you had originally planned to have a meeting like this coming week.
Yeah, it was just too much logistics, too many things, and the holidays, and everybody's everywhere and spread out. We found out that it's better to wait. We're going to send invitations to a lot of the community leaders, people that we know that want to help. So hopefully that would give us time to make sure that we do this right. We have one shot at this, we believe, you know, because the longer we take, more people forget. You know,
you lose momentum.
The momentum, the next disaster, the next issue, the next, you know, hurricane or earthquake, and then all of a sudden there's just no attention to the problem.
Right.
So that's what we fear. So we want to move quickly, but not so quick that we're not going to be proactive or productive.
How are you keeping the community informed of what you're doing?
Right.
And of the
The
meeting?
Inky Mirror has been great with us. You know, they did a couple of pieces on me, and then we are going to continue to advertise. We are going to our Facebook page. We're going to update it. Tracy Wild Long from Cisco Brewers has offered, you know, to help us. So we're going to work on a social media campaign to update our Facebook page, and we're going to do, you know, a concise, you know, social media blast and email blast to keep everybody informed. Use G-Man, he's been supportive as well. Act Radio has offered to do an interview, so I think we'll have, you know, the means. The media is behind us, the town is behind us. Even the Cape Cod NPR station has also offered to spread the word and help us with that as well. So
Is the Facebook page Nantucket Cares?
yes, sir. Yep, Nantucket Cares, and then the GoFundMe page is under Hurricane Maria Relief Fund under Carlos Castrello. We are filing for 501c status next week. So to become an official charity, so that will take a little long, but the goal is to get that process immediately. Because you know, corporations, when they do donations, obviously they would like to do it to an official charity. So we found that that's the best.
Have you explored using something like the Community Foundation for that?
Yes, we have. Yeah, we spoke with Margareta Andrews, and we are working with them to see if they can help us. That's also new. They've been very, very supportive of other things in Nantucket, and Margareta was, you know, we're working on that.
Have you gotten any pushback at all on any of this from?
No, I mean, nobody has actually. Some people say, "Let's go." You know, a lot of people are ready. They're really, and it's been exciting. It's just, I never done anything like this in my life. I mean, I asked Tom. I said, "Tom, I plan to do something." Tom McCann. Yeah, I said, "Tom, you've been through this before." You know, he came to me, you know, I asked him, because I'm with Holidays for Heroes, I'm also on the board. They just asked me to be on the board for Holidays for Heroes, so I graciously accepted. It's a great organization. And I know Tom's compassion, commitment, and drive. I needed somebody that has done something like this to say, how do you start something like this? I said, well, you start making phone calls, you start writing emails, you start to asking people if they'll be interested. And once you get that, then we go to Puerto Rico, and then we assess, and then so we're following kind of like 3 steps, and I believe we can do something special, and it's just a piece of the puzzle. It's not going to fix Puerto Rico, but I'm telling you that just what we brought with us in our suitcase was so overwhelmingly accepted as it was gold. You know, clothing. We had toiletries. The children. Everybody said, "Wow, thank you for taking the time to help us. This is what we need." You know, because you send aid a lot of times or money, and it doesn't make it down. Sometimes it does, but you never know exactly who's getting it and how. And when you touch it, when you touch somebody, it makes a huge difference to us, and that's why we want to do this. We want Nantucket to touch Puerto Rico.
Excuse me, Gino has a question.
Yes, sir.
Aside from
I'll ask it.
We're going to edit. He's going to ask it. But aside from the fact that you need to be close to San Juan to choose the place,
the community.
How are people reacting to the fact that you're in Puerto Rico looking for a town to help? How are they? I mean, some of these towns are not going to be accepted. And get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
The selection process of a town to work with is
it's complex.
It's very complex, I would imagine. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
We spoke to that's why we wanted to talk to the mayor or the politicians or the senator, because you know some places they say, "Wow, how are you going to select something like that?" And how would they take? Will be some pushback or some "what about me, not us," you know, that type of thing. Why them not us? So we believe that with the senator help and the mayor, they are going to help us pinpoint. There's the need is tremendous
everywhere, yeah.
But there's forgotten communities of the beef pad that they're
off the beaten path.
They're poor. They're so poor. We went to this neighborhood. They haven't cleaned anything. It was still, the mold is still there, the mud, everything. They were chipping away at it, with volunteers. And I said, "Where's the fire department? Where is it?" Well, I go downtown. The town is worse. So they have no resources. So those are the towns that we believe that people will say, "Oh, absolutely, please come here and help us." So that's what we need to do. We need to work with the government and with the agencies and say, this particular town.
But somebody's going to be disappointed.
Somebody's going to, but it could be an example of something. If we put this on a package and we record it and we send it out to other fundraising communities or somebody that can do something, I said, look at what we did with whatever we had. Imagine what you could do if you have either more or as much as we did. So that's the goal. And we cannot worry about making somebody either jealous. We need to make sure that community accepts our help. We ask first. We believe that asking first would you, and we did. We told these people we plan to do this, and they say tomorrow. Because they don't believe in FEMA. They don't believe in the Puerto Rican. It's not that they don't believe. They feel that they're just too much bigger things than them, that this poor little town compared to San Juan or the metro areas where the hotels are, where with the capital. It's important, obviously, because business, shipping, the police, the fire, the tourism. They're going to lose their season anyway. Right. This season is gone. Whatever tourism they get, it's probably going to be 10%. So we believe that people will accept our help, no matter what.
Well, it's a great cause you've undertaken, and I wish you well, Carlos.
Thank you. It's something that we don't know how exactly what we're going to do, but I believe that we're going to do it. It's coming together. I feel it. Today I received a phone call from somebody that said, "I'm in 100% on my dime. You don't have to pay me anything." Those are the type of things. Obviously, we need to transport people. We need to feed them. We need to lodge them. So, but some of these contractors are going to be paid by their companies to go to Puerto Rico. We can't pay their salaries. So it's going to be a volunteer type of mission. But we believe the reward is going to be tremendous. It will long lasting.
Best of luck. Carlos Castrello, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the time.